Hey y'all, it's Melissa. Welcome to MessyMissy Creates. I have actually been struggling getting started in this journal, and today is the 4th, and I finished up my November journal, and I was in the process of trying to clear out some of my fall stuff to make room for Christmas stuff, and going through some of my Christmas stuff. A lot of what I have is not going to match this journal. So I've had to print out some different things. I love the journal. I loved it when I made it. Just struggling with some of the color combinations are not traditional colors. Christmas colors for me. Now this page obviously is, but it's just the cover page. And I'll eventually find something to put there maybe. I don't think I'll be putting a pocket in this one. I think I'd have a hard time matching that paper, to be honest with you. So this is my first day of the journal. This is day 1. Oh, and by the way, then I realized that I didn't have any numbers that matched my journal, so I had to go make some numbers and some days of the week, and I drew some vintage ornaments. And then the first batch I printed, I made too small, so I had to go back and they were too light. They were getting lost on the page. And so I had to go back and darken them up, and I lost some of the shadowing effect and everything that I had done. And anyway, blah, blah, blah. Here we are. So then I realized that this is a big journal. It's my, I had to go back and reprint. Like, I worked on my digitals this day. So these pages are 9 inches wide, and I believe 9 inches tall. Yes. So this is I'm used to working in a 9x6 or 6.5. So I've got all this extra space that I'm like going, oh, hello, what do I do with you? So I went back and printed these bigger. That'll help a little bit, but that was just something, that was just one thing that, you know, I wouldn't go back and print everything, but anyhow, but this was a good chunk of my day, so I didn't mind printing it bigger. I do that sometimes. I will print something size-wise that matches the time of my day that it occupied. So if it took up a lot of my day, then I tend to print it a little bit bigger. Obviously, you only have so much room on a page, so you can't do that with everything. But these I print. These are my thumbnails. I print up my thumbnails on the video on the day that I do the video. Not the day that it comes out, but the day that I actually made the video. So, and then this was me printing off probably my numbers and whatever, but oh, I have notes. Let's look at the notes. Maybe that'll tell me what it is. Yeah, video, catch-up video. I printed pics, finished November journal, ate leftovers, and drew December numbers. So I also could put one of Lydia's, Lydia at February and June. She has a bunch of cute printables in her Patreon. You've seen me use them before. If you're new here, welcome. I've had a lot of new subscribers over the Thanksgiving weekend and since then. And I do a daily journal every month. Not just December, but I do one every month. And I don't journal every day, but I do document every day. So this one, I went totally out on a limb. I wanted some retro paper. I found a retro book. And here we are. Also, I follow Allison at AJ's Inspired Life. She has a monthly challenge, a journal challenge. And this month, she randomly draws. She puts in like supplies that she wants to use or needs to use in her stash. And this month for December of 2025 is scraps. So that's why I had this little scrap paper, because I realized that I may need to back this in order for it to stand out. Now that may not be the paper that I choose to use. Let me shut this because I want to show you something else too. I had to go buy some new washi. Now, that's just horrible, right? I mean, that's awful. To have to go buy new washi. I had, looking for my washi bucket here. I got one somewhere. Because I did pull out, well, I'm not seeing, oh, don't turn your head that fast. I'm still suffering from some vertigo. I don't know where my washi bag, aha. Here it is. Okay. So this is all the winter, well, it's got other stuff in here too, apparently. This is the winter and random whatever in here. Washi that I had pulled to maybe use. I think this is what this one would match, but I needed more teals and, well, I've got a paper clip in here. Boy, I'm just on fire here. But this is some of the new washi that I got. Now, this still is a lot of greens and reds, which there is red in this book. So I like the little ginger man. I like, this looks like kind of a vintage holly or a retro holly. It's got, this one has presents on it. This one has blue ornaments. I don't know if that one will fit with the book. This one has blue with penguins. This one has blue with presents and bells and ornaments and things like that. This is a black one with trees. This one I really like. It's kind of a cream colored. I don't usually do vintage in my monthly journals. I like the vintage style in a junk journal, but not in my monthly creative daily journal. But this has a little bit of that vibe in it. So, and here's another blue with snowflakes. That'll be a good January one. And then here's a green with snowmen and candy cane and so on and so forth. So I'm going to put that in my bucket. That was this one. Joy Song washi tape. I can, if you want me to, I can link these. Oh, wait, here's some white with Christmas, with trees. I was going to say, they're not decorated trees. They just have red splotches on them. Anyway, red dots. So I still needed some of these colors. So then I found this kit, which I did not have a lot of Christmas washi anyway. I had some winter washi, but I didn't have a lot that was Christmas. This one I dearly love. It's red, green, and gold, just like a tartan plaid. I think that's what that is, right? This one is fun. It's just got different, it's got the brighter green. Oh, I never did go back and put the rickrack on. Here's a brighter green with some silver ornaments. Here's one that's got green stripe and red with gold Merry Christmas on it. I like that one a lot. And this one's green with red and silver gingerbread men and snowflakes and stockings and candy canes. Here's another black with silver trees. That will match some of the pages in here. This one is just kind of like, almost like a sweater pattern. And it's got the little squigglies. Oh, now you can see the gold foil dots. And then this one is red and green, has some gold foiling on it. And red and green. Where's my yellow? There was a yellow one in here, I promise you. Did it get stuck in here? Or did I lose it already? There was one yellow in this set. Because that was why I got the set. Anyway, this one's super cute. This one has like a peach background, which is different with the red and green. And then this one, but where did my yellow one go? Did I drop it on the floor? I don't know. It's not my video if I don't lose something, at least one thing. It's not in here, and it's not in here. Oh, it is. It is. Look, here we go. There's teal. I needed some teal, and it's got Santa on it. And this is yellow with some blue, kind of aqua blue mittens on it. It's kind of a goldish yellow or an orange background. So I needed something with that on it. I have this one that has a little bit of the yellow orange in it from past, but I didn't have a lot to begin with. I was gonna struggle with that anyway, so it was, and what I had had for a long time, so it was okay. It was okay for me to buy new washi. So all that is to say, now let me introduce you to, oh, what I was saying about Allison's challenge of the month of being scraps. I have 2 scrap boxes that look like this. This one has the larger scraps in it. I just had a little bit of an avalanche because I just moved that box. Like, this is like, Allison would call this magic paper. It feels almost handmade. This is like a velour textured. This is like a piece of handmade paper. Here's some gold with, what is that? Glitter embossing or something like that. You know, so there's a variety of colors, This one has mostly the bigger ones in it. And then some scraps that I've added where I embossed and cut off a piece or 2. I think that's all of those. But, so out of here, we should be able to find some kind of scraps. Here's a silver. Here's silver and white. And I'll get the other box. These are pretty large squares. They are like 5 by, like 5.5 by 5.5 squares. So I'll be able to cut some of those down. Here's some green glitter. And then some other random, this is a pretty greenish, deep teal green. I know that's right in your face. And then here's some other, you know, just some plain colors and random sizes. Here's some red and green. This is really thin, like handmade paper, pressed paper. Okay, and then, where's my other box? This is, well, I have to set it up here. Oh, here it is. Because if I bend over, I fall over. The vertigo is not letting me bend over. So I'm having to be careful what I set on the floor. Some of these are scraps that I've added after I've die cut a little chunk out of them. Or, well, that's probably not supposed to be in here. Here's a deck of cards. That probably is not supposed to be in here. But see, here's some small, a bunch of small scraps. And this is gold with some texture. And kind of the same thing, you know, just different sizes. These are a little bit bigger. I think these are like 4 by 4 and so on and so forth. So I'll be pulling from these 2 boxes a good bit this month. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to probably start with the day and the date. I need something that is, I liked that yellow. I wouldn't mind the gold. I mean, this one obviously is not going to match this page. It would match this page if I were going to cover this up. I think I'm going to leave this side. I don't have a lot going on in my life right now because of the vertigo. I can't drive. I'm not leaving the house a whole lot other than the day 2 I had a procedure on my neck. But I'm not going anywhere and doing anything. And I like, this is the dedication. It says, this book is for everyone who loves the sounds and smells and sights of Christmas. And I love the images on, this was one of the original book pages, the intro page. And so I think I'm just going to leave this one. I don't feel the need to cover that up. So what I was thinking is something along, maybe something, no, because this is already red and this is orange. I left a white border around them for a reason. I'm really looking for something in this teal family. I've got green. I've got, this is kind of just a blue. Actually, that doesn't look horrible, though. And I could tear it to roughen it up or whatever, but it's almost like a denim blue, though. But anyway, so we're going to be incorporating, I almost said snacks, scraps. I'm realizing that this paper, though I love it, is going to be busy. And I'm like this, I left the white outline on. This represents when I work on my iPad to draw. I use Procreate. This is one of Lydia's at February and June, one of her printables on her Patreon. It's a journal. And then this is just a printer. And so I illustrate my days with either printables or items from my day. I didn't go anywhere this particular day to get something to have for this particular day. I think I'm going to stick with the yellow. I think that will be the ticket here. Let me let you dig with me and see what we find. This is kind of a gold. That might be pretty. And it doesn't, it's a greener gold. Well, that wasn't what I wanted. What about this piece right here? This might be pretty. Yeah, this looks flat now that I have this out here. This looks really pretty. I think I like it better than the blue. And when I put those scraps back, I organized that box once upon a time. I did a video on it, and it was my first big video that, like, went, you know, had a lot of views on it. And it was just how to organize those pesky paper scraps. And I love these photo boxes from Michael's and Hobby Lobby. The ones from Michael's fit on my craft cart better. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is, I don't want to use this whole thing, and I don't want it to look quite so perfect. So I'm thinking about trimming or tearing a corner. And if I put the number here and the day here, what do you think about that? Oh, now I'm scared. Okay, just do it. Just do it. Because I don't need the whole thing. And even though I have plenty of scraps, I just wanted it to look a little bit more organic. But I want it to stand out. You know, I wanted the day and date to stand out. One thing about me is I like my numbers big. If you follow me, you know that. And I like the fact that I don't want to have to search a page to find the number. Usually my numbers are bigger than this, but because the ornament was so big, the number had to be smaller. Now this right here, I can cluster together like this, and I was going to put a journaling spot here, but apparently not. So I have these in green listed in my Etsy shop. I have November, December, January so far. And I have, here's what the green ones look like. That are in the Etsy shop. They're green with the white, they've got a little bit of, this one has a white background, but the one in the Etsy shop has a light green background with the red lines. And it's just a page full of December, just like this, except green. And the January is blue with the snowman on it that I drew. And I drew this little Santa. And so I thought this would match. Perhaps I will use, I was thinking I was going to put it here. I need a journaling spot, because obviously this is not going to let me journal too much on that page. I don't want to cover up all the paper, but I also want to be able to write something. I'm trying to debate on which one I want. And I normally will get, on average I get 2 pages done in a video. Now, like Thanksgiving I did by itself because it was technically it was 2 pages. because I did a double page spread on that one because I had so many photos and things to put on there. But typically I will do 2 pages per video, but I have already spent 20 minutes talking, so and trying to prep for or preface what I'm doing, that I don't know that I'm going to get all of that done. Except this page right here may be done. And it doesn't take a lot of room to say I worked on printables and I still feel dizzy, and I could put a dizzy face on here. I could put, you know, a lot of things, but because I'm trying to keep it to 1 page because I don't want to use this one, I think that might be how I lay this out. So, and I finished up my November journal. Finished the decorating. I did not finish the writing in it. So as soon as I do that, I will do a flip through, but don't hold your breath because it takes me a while to write in them. So let's see if we can start gluing. I've got to move some of these scrap boxes off of my desk so that I have room. I just can't set them on the floor. Oh, here's the other thing that I got in anticipation of Christmas was all these cute little notepads for little quick journaling spots. And guess what? They're all red and green. Normally, any other year, I would do a typical traditional red and green journal. And this year I did not. I went totally the opposite way. I wanted that mid-century look like old wrapping paper. And I think I have achieved that for the most part. I use this Avery glue stick, but my favorite is Scotch Creates, but it's gotten so expensive and hard to find. I can find it on Amazon. This is really thick paper, by the way. So I am going to use my art glitter glue for this. And you hear the texture. Let's see, where does that page stop? I don't want to glue it to the page behind it. I can see the page behind it, but I want it right at the top of this one. So here's my scrap. Most of these scraps I bought that are in these boxes, I bought in big bag lots of scraps, I think at Walmart. I think they still do that. I'm not sure. This one, even though it is just printer paper, I'm going to put it down with glue, art glitter, liquid glue also, because it's on this textured paper. And I can move that up. And I kind of want to tuck the Monday underneath it. I'm going to try the glue stick on this one. Even though part of it is on the textured paper, most of it is on the regular paper. And I just kind of want it to tuck it under there just a little bit. There we go. Yay, we started. I'm not sure why I was so intimidated. Now, granted, this week, I mean, I had gotten the journal made, and I did finish the November journal. I did some of that with you on video, and then I did some on my own. But Tuesday, I did have a procedure done on my neck. They've been doing injections, and now they've done the ablations. I've had it on the right side and now the left side. Doing really well with that. That went really well. I was in a good bit of pain that night and the next day, so I didn't get in the craft room a whole lot. I did manage to finish... Well, I finished the journal. Well, I kind of finished. I think I finished the 30th yesterday, even though I wasn't feeling the greatest. But I just wasn't in the frame of mind to video. And I have been intimidated by starting this journal. So, I don't know why, but I just have. So, there's that. Okay, I can't overlap that here because I put the journal there. I could do this right here, and then you can still see the pretty paper. That will work. And it basically says what I need it to say. Say it in pictures, you know, not just in words. I'll say it in words right here. But, so tell me, do you do a daily journal every month, or do you just do a December daily? Or do you not do it at all? Some people do like a spread a week, like 1 week on one page. And I find those, they look so fascinating to me, and I think about doing that sometimes, but I don't know how. I've gotten so used to doing the day, you know, doing it every day, that I don't know if I could, maybe in a comp book with plain paper, so that you could have some separation between the days. That might work, and maybe that's what I've seen it in. Okay, so this was the day that I had my procedure. This page stops here. That's shorter than this one. I love this paper so much. This was the day that I had my procedure. And, oh, I should have put a big old FedEx truck. I might save room. Why do I have this here? I don't think he went. Maybe he did. Maybe he did go that night. No, he had a meeting that night. Let me finish cutting this out and figure out, oh, where's my day and date? Let's see. Here we go. I thought I had put, I cut out, I've only drawn the first 12. I still have to finish drawing them. Here's how some of the other ones look. They're kind of a more rounded bulb. This was a Tuesday. And thinking the second, oh, that's orange, okay, and it's on orange paper, so we might put, although that does not look bad right there with that little bit of white surrounding a, does it get lost over here? I don't know. I'm going to use this primarily as my writing space, because it's just grid paper. It's dyed grid paper. If you would have told me that I was going to use orange dyed grid paper or orange paper in my Christmas journal a month ago, I would have told you you were being silly. This is a little cutout, a magazine image. It says health news. Thought about using this just kind of as a header. And it just looks like a torn out piece of newspaper. There we go. And I had my procedure early in the morning, so my husband brought me home and then went back to work. He got me all situated, and I told him I'm not doing anything but sitting here on the couch. I was watching, well, I don't know what I had on the TV, but I wasn't watching it because I slept. I think I started watching some YouTube and some Christmas movies, but yeah, whatever it was, I slept through it because I was out like a light. And it was kind of funny because I would, well, later in the day, I know it was Christmas movies because I had recorded all the new ones that they'd put out Thanksgiving weekend, and we were gone Thanksgiving weekend. And after Thanksgiving, we left town for briefly. And anyway, I would, I started one movie, and I must have watched a good 15-20 minutes of it, enough to get the punchline and the cast of characters. And now I need a scrap. So, this almost looks pink, but not next to that pink, it doesn't. This is almost the same color as behind. Oh, what about this green? There's really no green on there, but Hold on just a second. Okay, I had to turn my ceiling fan on. I got a little warm. I overcorrected. I bumped up the heat and I turned off my ceiling fan in here. So I realized that I overcorrected. I'm not sure if that needs a scrap under it or if we're going to use a scrap maybe as a pocket. What about a little pocket right here? I have my, well, technically these are scraps. Let me find my Christmas basket. And this is not it. This is newspapers. Get it together. Just had it. I mean, like, just had it. Oh, I wonder if I took it into the living room. It has my pieces. This is not it. This is magazine images. Here's some, from KB and Friends, some decorative vintage. Oh, here we go. Okay, I put it down here, but not all the way on the floor. And here's some medical ephemera, so I'm going to take that out. This is a mixture of some things that I wanted to use. I did some online shopping, Hallmark movies. These are old ones, but anyway, I have these scraps from, they're cut-offs from the papers. Here's some more. There we go. And I also have a basket of scrap, not a basket, one of the 12 by 12 papers full of scraps from like last year, like wrapping paper scraps. But as far as pockets go, let's look through these. If not, we'll use one of these scraps out of the bucket. But I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. That's not horrible. This isn't horrible. It's almost just like a bigger version of that. It blends in very, well, I was going to say very well. It blends in almost too well. This one I like. You can see it. This was my favorite. It was like vintage Santa Claus wrapping paper. And the shops that I bought these from on Etsy, I have listed in the description below. That one looks cute with this. This one does too. So those are possibilities. Let's see what else we have. I don't think we need anything else, to be honest with you. I do have some red and green in here. This one has a little bit of green. I think that's too busy. That would look good on that page, but not on this page. Uh-oh. What's on the back side of this one? Okay, I don't mind losing that because I've already reprinted that. And what else do we have? Lots of baubles, lots of... I don't want the pocket on this orange page. I want to be able to write on that orange page. So, let's decide between... I think this one's more playful. And, oh no, but it has the Santa wrapping paper on the back of it. Uh-oh. I might not be able to use that one. I can use this one. I can do this. So, I only need a 6-inch pocket. So, I'm going to cut this in half. It is, and I don't even have to have a full 6-inch pocket, but I definitely do not want a full 9-inch pocket. And technically speaking, this is a scrap because it's a scrap from my journal. But I may use that, stands out a little less than what I wanted it to. I mean, well, that one doesn't match at all. Man, that would look so good on that page. But I really just didn't want to do that. I don't wanna. Is that gonna be a good tag in there? I haven't made tags and tucks and pockets and stuff like that for this journal yet. I started to do that before I made this journal. And then I realized I needed to get started with this journal, because I know that a lot of you were waiting to see what I was going to do with this journal. And I'm looking for, that would match. I would like it wider. Well, ask and you shall receive. This is definitely orange, and it definitely matches. I don't want a real tall pocket. How tall is that? I do believe that is 6 inches tall. So that would suffice as a tag, and it wouldn't cover everything. So how wide do I want it? About 4 inches? How wide is this page? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. About 8.5 inches. So I could do 4 1/4. But I think I'm just going to do 4. And we'll use the other. So there, I've used that scrap. Or I am using that scrap as a tag. And let me see how I can put this stuff around it. I may have to put this over here. And I gotta remember that page stops right here. That does, even though it is the exact same color, it does stand out because it has the white border. So I don't feel the need to put something there. Well, and then I just bumped everything. And then I can staple this on. This was my hospital tag. And then this is the procedure. They did an ablation, which is where they go in, into your spine and they burn the nerves. This one right here is the allergy one. Don't really need it, but it's there. And I'm going to actually cut this off. It's got sticky on it. And I don't do sticky. Okay, let me cut this one and see if I can cut this part off, because that gives us a little bit of red on the page. So I can put this right here and staple it up here. That felt like 2 pieces of paper, but it's that scrap in the background. Okay, so I have my, what I call my Tiny Tim. This is the tiny attacher from Tim Holtz. But I refer to it as Tiny Tim. He doesn't know that, but I hope he doesn't mind. Something tells me that he wouldn't. So this can actually go over here. And I can put this on here if I need to. And this lady's just, that was my Ivy lady. And I can put this pocket right here. I like the fact that the pocket is smaller than the page. I think that's cool. Because usually my pocket spans the entire width of my book page. And I like that this one doesn't. And my husband had a meeting. I still want to leave room for a FedEx truck on here somewhere, because my husband bought a big trolling motor and had to send it back. And they delivered it. They were supposed to have delivered it Monday. And then they said it was delayed. Make sure I'm doing that right side up. They said it was delayed until Tuesday. And we were like, oh no, because he was supposed to sign for it, is what it said. And he was taking me to my procedure. So we're like, how is he going to sign for it if he's at my procedure with me? And so we said, well, we left a note on the door. And we knew we'd be back by like 9:30 or something like that. Pretty early, because the procedure was pretty early. And so that works. If I was more prepared, I'd have a page topper or a tag topper. But guess what? I can still have a tag topper, because I think we have time. Anyway, he had to return it, and so they shipped another one. And this thing is as tall as I am. I'm 5'5", and the box is as tall as I am. I'm having to use my walker because of the dizziness, and especially with the anesthesia. Glue while you're talking. And I'm having to really get to the door, and I'm trying to tell them, I'm coming. They can't hear. We've got a really thick front door, and I'm looking for not black. That looks like Halloween. I thought that was blue or green. Looking for, oh, no, can't use pink. What about just white and like off-white and gold? Tab. Okay. So let me move that one out of my way. But he'd gotten it from Bass Pro Shop. So I think that was supposed to go on. He's been back twice. I need to look and see when he went. It could have been on this first day. But he went last night too. So here is my tab punch. It's one of the EK Success. It punches out the whole tag and you just fold it. You don't have to fold the paper. And hopefully this scrap is going to be wide enough to let us do that. It's certainly thick enough. That was a tough squeeze. That's some thick paper. And then I'm going to trim off these little fluffy edges. They don't normally do that, but this was super, super thick paper. And it's not going to want to bend right either. But I will get it to bend. And then we have a tab topper. That was hard to say. Anyway, so it came, I was sound asleep and I hear the doorbell. The doorbell's really loud and it doesn't ring that often because most everybody that we know comes to the back door. So if it's somebody ringing the doorbell, it's either a delivery or somebody that doesn't know us. So it's always startling, you know. I feel like that blends in too much with the background, but I didn't have, without really sitting here and looking forever, I didn't have that kind. I wanted that red or that teal, but I'm going to put this on here like so. Let me put this tab punch up. This is listed in my Amazon affiliate links, and they still have lots of sales right now, so if you need anything, you might want to go check some stuff out. I have a ton of stuff listed in my affiliate links, and they're all listed individually, and they all say what they are, so if you're interested in anything, now might be the time to get it. What was I, oh, glue paper, so I can glue. And I'm not used to, I'm going to have to get used to shifting this book or move some stuff out of my way. That would be what a thought. I just realized I forgot to feed my chickens their snack. They're going to be so mad at me. They're going to be so mad at me. I should have fed them before I came in here. Yes, my girls are spoiled. They get breakfast, lunch, and a dinner snack. And I feed them well. They are my girls. And they are just a little, like I said, just a little spoiled. But it's okay. I only have 5. I can... You hear about chicken math. I have not succumbed to chicken math yet. Fortunately, none of them was a rooster, because then you have issues with chicken math. Or you have to get rid of the rooster. But their names are, if you're not from here, if you haven't been here long, their names are Hazel, Maggie, Sable, Mabel, Lucy. Did I miss one? Maggie, Hazel, Sable, Mabel, and Lucy. Okay. I didn't think I missed one. Let me put her... Well, let's get her a little bit straight. Okay. And, oh, I haven't even glued on the day and date yet. Look at me. I would like to put some washi down this edge. So, I like to washi the edge of my composition paper because it's thinner and it just, I think it helps. And it also distinguishes this paper from the, I don't know. I just like to do it. It's my thing. So, it's my prerogative. I heard that song last night. If you were a teenager in the 80s, Bobby Brown, that was in the later 80s, and used to like, I don't know if I want this one, but because it might match too much. Let's see. That teal's not, that's the wrong teal. Here comes the choo-choo train. I think I like this one. Sorry, Mr. Orange, you did not make the cut this time. Let's go with mittens that I already had. Of course, I choose my old washi, not my new washi. But I think that teal matches, or the aqua teal, whatever it is. Let's go up a little further. Even if you have to trim it, you don't get a prize for being dead on. It's kind of like people digging in their purse for, and I'm one of them, by the way, for exact change if you're paying cash for something. And it's kind of like you want to just say, there's no prize for having exact change. But it's rewarding, though, in its own ways. Right? Okay. So now I can glue this on. And, anyway, I do have a magazine image I wanted to put on this day. Or this evening. It was or somewhere on this day. Oh. I pushed that down too far. Too soon. Too far. Too soon. Yeah. Too soon and too far. I'm just going to tuck that over. I'm not even going to bother trimming it. Like that. And I had... How much time do I have? Okay. I had some magazine images. This is not a magazine. This is more February and June. For breakfast. This was me tossing and turning that night. There's also a picture of laying awake. Let me close my glue before it dries out with this fan on. And the heat just kicked back on. And let's just take a peek see in here. Oh, I could use that for that day. This is where I'm keeping up with when I'm watching the... Oh, that was what I started telling you. I started watching this Grand Ole Opry Christmas special. And it's... yeah. Did not work out so well. I got to know the cast of characters, and then I opened my eyes again, and the next thing I know, I'm going, who are these people, and how did they get in the show? And then I open my eyes again, and I'm like, well, who are these people? This isn't what this show is about. Okay, that was Thanksgiving. I swear I just went through this and found what I wanted. And there was a lady just passed out on a couch. And I'm like, that was me. And where did it go? I mean, like, just sat here and cut it out. Oh. Perhaps it's right here. Because I was also going to put this on here because I had to take Tylenol. I couldn't take Advil this day. And see, here's the postal truck, but I needed a FedEx truck because he really wrecked my nap and scared me to death. Okay, so apparently I'm not going to find the lady passed out on the couch, because she wouldn't be down this far. So I was just sitting on the couch watching a YouTube video, and I was going through my images to pull out what I wanted for this video, and lo and behold, I can't find them. So where was the one? What did I do with the one of me tossing and turning? I don't know. I could put this back behind here. You can't really see it. I was going to put washi here on that pocket. That one I could use the gold. That would break up that color scheme a little bit. Give it a little bit of extra security and a little bit of extra color. Ooh, I tore that one awful. I need to get a credit card or an old whatever card in here. But I need to do a lot of things. But guess what? This was, I'll just use her. She matches the page anyway. I'll put this on here. I may wait and see if I can find the couch lady. But I'm going to see if I like this any better cutting it down. If not, I can save it for a doctor's appointment or whatever. But I may not remember to use it, and I may lose it before then. Because, you know, things have a way of disappearing in my craft room. Do they disappear in your craft room too? You're like, I know, I just had my hands on it 5 minutes ago. Where'd it go? This was not it, and this was not it. But if I have to choose, I'm going to choose that one. I was in a lot of pain. My back was hurting a lot. And, yeah, I think adding this to that is not really going to achieve anything. I mean, if I had room over here, I could do that and write around it. And I might leave it on there. But I'm still holding out for my lady on the couch. Because I know she's right here staring at me, laughing at me. So I have my scrap. So that meets Allison's item of the month challenge for that page. I'm going to look one more time. And I can put Hallmark movies. As a matter of fact, I still have some. Last month's item of the month was Stickles. And so I still have some of those. Some things with those two. All right, I'm going to give up looking for them. She must have fallen on the floor or something. I would say the dog ate it, but I don't have a dog. I could use some of this. And I could use, well, it definitely needed a Band-Aid. Well, I didn't have to get blood, but that looks like an IV thingy. I didn't need an ambulance, thank goodness. I could use that, but I've already got that. Just cute. I got these. These are from Doodlebug, I think. Ache Be Gone. That's what I need to use. I need some Ache Be Gone. And Santa hands are not going to fit on this page. So, what else was I going to use? He went to a meeting. I'll do this right here. And he, oh, I know what else. And I bet you I don't have it in here either. He brought me home Sunnies. Here is Christmas movies. I already have that. Wait, here's one Countdown to Christmas with Stickles on it from last month. It has Stickles on it. And I have a TV. This is Elizabeth's TV at Never Hopeless by Elizabeth. She has these as free printables in her shop. And yeah, I think that's all I can use for on that day, unless I find the couch lady, or this one is it says Christmas movie junkie, and it's Nouveau drops and Stickles. I don't know if you can see the glitter or the pearl color. I can put one of those on it. As a matter of fact, I keep those out because those will be good for the next few days. What else do I need? I wanted the sunnies, and I know it's in here. Because I know I just put it in here. And when you get on a video, anything and everything that can go wrong tends to. And that's just part of it. So I have partially the first couple of days done. I have some tweaking to do. And I would have time to do it if I hadn't yacked so long in the beginning. But I wanted to show you what I was working with. So this is not what I wanted my December daily to start off looking like. I wanted to decorate it with all the Christmas things, and you know what, we're gonna use this. But because I gave it a valiant effort. I tried really hard to watch Christmas movies. I just ran 3 of them together. And then finally my husband came home, and he, I was like, he said, what are you watching? I'm like, I have no clue. I know what I started off watching, but I have no clue as to what I ended up watching. So, yeah, I had a pain in my neck. And I don't think any of these are really going to match. These are all... I'm like, yeah, minutes away from going over. I'm not ready to make the season bright and jingle bells and candy cane and all that fun stuff. I'm just, I think the other thing is, the reason why I chose some of these colors is because last year when I did red and green, by the end of the month, I was so tired of red and green. I was tired of looking at red and green. And so, yeah, so that was kind of, okay, let's just commit to using this, seeing as how I can't find the one on the couch. Although I sure would like to, because I slept on the couch, but that's the night that I had trouble sleeping, and I really needed some Advil, and I couldn't take Advil for the first 24 hours. So I was stuck with Tylenol. I had to actually get out the flashlight in the middle of the night, like 3 o'clock in the morning, looking for Tylenol. Because we don't take it that much here. You know, I have a bottle of it. I knew I had some. But we don't take that as a general rule. And so... tempted to put this right here just to break up that color thing going on there. I'm not going to use that. I think we already decided that. And I need my art glitter glue to put this on, because I needed some 8B gone. And then once that was it, I didn't hurt that badly anymore. I just, I mean... once I was able to start taking some Advil and get the inflammation down or whatever, you know, it's just from where the needles or probes go in to your skin and neck, you know. So that's all it was. Just sore. And then, you know, they burn the nerve, so there's some amount of pain and tingliness and whatever that's involved in the nerve dying off. But it does work, and it helps, and it lasts for a while. So, anyway, all right, here's my day 1 and day 2. And more information than you probably wanted to know. But I fit this one all on one page because I wanted to save this because I loved this image. And then this one, we managed to do a little pocket without taking up the whole page. So I like that. Health news. And then Christmas movie junkie, Tuesday the 2nd. I hope that was Tuesday the 2nd. I haven't flipped my calendar yet. Yeah, Tuesday the 2nd. And then whatever I was saving this for, I don't need it now. Because I used that. But anyway, her hair matches the page. Oh, and I went over an hour. Shame on me. Shame on me. Shame on me. So, anyway, but that's all I did that day. And drank well, I drank some coffee when I got home because I couldn't have anything beforehand. So, I made up for it. It didn't keep me awake, though, obviously. Oh, I was saving room for the FedEx truck, so I need to print off a big FedEx truck. So, I forgot about that. He scared me to death. So, I'm like, I'm up. So, anyway. All right, I hope that y'all enjoyed this, and, hopefully the pages look more festive and more about shopping and the holiday festivities and different things the further that we get into the month. And, oh, laundry, look, isn't that exciting? But it's stickled, so I already have that on this. I don't have any presents to wrap yet. So I was really hoping by this day I would have some presents to wrap, but I don't. So, oh well. And, yeah. Well, I will thank you for being here. And I hope that you enjoyed this. And I hope that you have a great rest of your day or evening, whichever it is. And I hope that you come back, give me a like or a comment, or, you know, just watching is sufficient. I just appreciate you. All right, y'all take care and have a great day. Bye-bye.